Welcome back to The Social here on talkSPORT 2 with me, Harry Symeou, and the brilliant Rory Jennings. We are delighted to say that we are joined right now by a very, very special guest. Alfonso Diaz, CEO of business at RCD Mallorca, is on the line. Alfonso, welcome, first of all. How are you? Start of the season just around the corner. How excited are you?
Hello, nice to talk to you and having the opportunity to be here with all of you. Well, waiting. We have had a long summer. You know that during the summer we are preparing everything to be ready for the first game. In this occasion, we play versus Real Madrid. That is even more incentive for all. And waiting. Just in 2 days, we will start the season, finally.
What are the preparations looking like behind the scenes at the moment? Because, you know, we as football fans, we tune in, we watch the game, but there's a lot going on in the background, right? So talk us a little bit through what's happening at the club right now ahead of this huge opening game against arguably the biggest club in the world.
Yes, there's a lot of things happening. I would say that is where we are more busy during the season, during the summer, because we are working on the new squad, working on the players, transfer movements. We are also preparing everything in terms of budgets, closing everything regarding the agreements to start with the new season, sponsorship, etc. So it's a very stressed moment, these 2 or 3 months that we are doing summer, and getting ready. Also the new stadium that we renovate and finish on January. So trying to be everything on place and more with the sold-out game that we're going to have next Sunday.
So it's been a very, very busy summer, as you say. What's it like competing in La Liga? You know, the club has been up and down in terms of sort of dropping down divisions, coming back up. You're back in the big time now. How do you see La Liga this season? Is it still as strong as ever? You know, you look at Real Madrid, they're dominating on the European scene. It's a really good time for Spanish football, isn't it?
Yes, well, I would say that we have had in the last decades, we have had a very strong position at the European level. It's true that we are still working on making La Liga and the clubs bigger and stronger. And this is why all the teams are working together, all La Liga clubs are working together with the same goal and the same strategy. And there we are. It's true that now in La Liga, with the great players that we have received from other leagues, that the last case of Mbappe that is coming is giving us, well, a lot of power, a lot of noise in worldwide, and we believe that is going to help a lot.
When a player like Kylian Mbappe joins your league, obviously, as you mentioned, it's great for everybody. Does everybody feel like that? Is there a real sort of sense of excitement around the entire league? Because obviously these are clubs that you're competing with, but to have those eyes on the league, to have one of the biggest superstars come, it benefits everybody, doesn't it?
Yes, you are right, totally right. It benefits to all the clubs, to La Liga itself, the image of La Liga in terms of audiences, in terms of the value of the TV rights. So everything makes better. The better players we have in La Liga is going to make all the clubs be better, be strong, and at least at the end having also more revenues, because we are more attractive for all brands, for having more audience and TV revenue. So the better players we have, the best for all of us. And to me, having a great player like in this case Mbappe, or we have Bellingham, Vinicius, or the big players in Barcelona, Atletico de Madrid now is also making a lot of transfer during the summer. So for us, it's really good and be part of La Liga in the first division. So for a club like us, having those great players and great clubs is a big challenge on the pitch, but off the pitch is a great advantage.
Alfonso, may I ask you about the Euros that we just had in Germany? Obviously, it's very painful for us to bring this up, but Spain won it. Congratulations. You were a phenomenal team. You won every game. What impact do you think that victory will have on La Liga this year?
Well, a lot of impact, because at the end, this is Spanish football, no? This is Spanish league, Spanish players. We had a golden, let's say, 8 years with the World Cup and the Euro Cup. We suffered a lot. I think that it was a change of players. Now new players and younger players came into action, and we saw that at the end we have a great and bright future for Spanish football. And everybody's talking about Spain and of course about the Spanish football. And we also need to to point out that also we won the Olympic gold medal in football also. So we're in a really good moment, and I think that we have a bright future in front.
Taking it back to Mallorca specifically, what is the ambition for this season? Obviously, you got yourselves back into La Liga, which is great. You've established yourselves as a La Liga club again. What's the ambition for the club going into this new season? How high do you think you guys can finish?
Well, as you mentioned before, we have been going up and down in the last 8 years when we started the new project here in the club. And it has been like a roller coaster, but we have the clear idea where we were going. We were establishing the club. We wanted to be in La Liga, and now it's going to be the fourth season in a row that we're going to be part of First Division La Liga clubs. And for us, always is our aim, our goal is to be in La Liga, the First Division. This is our first priority, no matter in which position, but be in La Liga. And of course, year by year and season by season, try to grow, and at some point, try to establish and not suffer in the last weeks or months of La Liga and be a sustainable club in the top 10. This is what we aim, and we are working for that. In fact, the last 2 seasons, we ended 9th position 2 seasons ago, very close to Europa League. And last season, we were in the final of the King's Cup here in Spain. So for us, day by day, we are growing, and we are having those achievements that are making us view that we're in the right way.
You mentioned the Copa del Rey final that you guys obviously reached last season. How special was it to be involved in a final that had 2 clubs in it that aren't Real Madrid and Barcelona, who obviously, the outside fan looks out for? When I saw that it was Athletic Bilbao and yourselves, I thought that was fantastic. That must have been really special for those 2 clubs to line up against one another in a major final.
Yes, for sure. It's strange not to see Real Madrid or Barcelona or Atletico Madrid there. But, well, it happens, no? We fought a lot. We were a very strong team on the pitch, and it makes us fight and compete a lot, and be the final. It was so special. Despite we touched with one hand the cup, we lost in the penalties at the end, but it was, from the social perspective, the image we gave to the world, how the players fought each minute at each centimeter of the pitch was amazing, no? And our fans were incredible. We moved out of the island 20,000 fans to Sevilla. That is not easy. And what we live there with our fans in an away game with 20,000 people there was something that really has made growth this proud of belong to Mallorca. So it was a great experience, and that has made us, it has had a big impact in our club.
Looking at the progress the club has made, the fact that you're doing really great things at the moment, that you've made obviously a cup final just last year, but being able to do that whilst balancing something like stadium works must be quite challenging from your perspective, right? So it's been a big effort within the club, right, to get Mallorca to where they need to be on the pitch, but to put everything in place off the pitch and behind the scenes too.
Yeah. As I told you, we have been going up and down to different divisions. Even we were in 3rd division like 7 years ago. So it has been really complicated to try to grow and to make investment to establish the club where we wanted. And for us, the stadium and the investment on those facilities, like our training ground, our stadium, make us grow, make us go to the next level, no? And for us, we started 8 years ago, stabilized the club. There was a big debt that the club had when we arrived here. So we stabilized everything, and now we started a process of investment. And this investment mainly at the stadium, and it makes having a wider fan base. We are now 22,000 season ticket holders in a stadium with 25,000 suites. So we are improving a lot on that sense, having more attendance, having more revenues out of the match day. So we are growing also socially. And for us, the stadium is going to be like the epicenter of our future growth.
Have you put a deadline on when you want to be back in European competition? Is there a plan in place? I know things don't always go to plan in football, but as a leadership group, do you guys have a sort of specific point where you want to be saying we're in Europe or whatever else you might be looking to achieve?
Yeah, well, we have to be honest with ourselves. It's not easy, as you said, in the sport, having a plan and say I'm going to be in Europe in 3 years. It's really complicated, and more being the size of club we are in a very competitive league. It's really complicated to say, but we are working these 3 to 5 years plans where we hope to be there, or at least be in the top 10 and at some point having the chance to be in Europe. But this is not easy to say. The important thing is to be in La Liga First Division. And I think that doing the things in the right way we are working, we will be there soon.
Brilliant stuff. Alfonso, thank you very much for joining us. We wish you all the very best against Real Madrid, but also for the upcoming season. Thank you for joining us. That was Alfonso Diaz, the CEO of business at RCD Mallorca.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.